My understanding you went with office.
Yeah, we had some like a cigarette and we had talked to my girl for 1 second and I'll figure out whatever you want.
This is the moment a handcuffed man in custody caught 2 DEA agents for guard in sudden, devastating ambush.
Was he our guy?
Right there. That's our guy.
Stupid mother. Why the would you do that?
What the officers failed to realize was that he had forewarned them about this very scenario years earlier. And just hours before, they had made a catastrophic miscalculation that allowed it all to unfold. In the early hours of May 16th, a Callaway County father heard what he believed was a gunshot echoing outside his family's home. Troubled, he stepped out to investigate, only to discover a vehicle obstructing his driveway with a fully loaded assault rifle brazenly displayed in the back seat. Fearing that a dangerous individual might still be nearby, he immediately contacted the authorities. An officer was swiftly dispatched to the scene, unaware that this seemingly routine call would soon connect them to one of the county's most relentlessly pursued fugitives, whose vengeful agenda would ultimately claim an officer's life.
What we got here?
Well, first of all, we got a plate that doesn't belong on this vehicle.
Well, there's a machine gun or something.
AK-47 or whatever, fully loaded magazine.
Hey, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Well, he said the neighbor lives here. She left. She came over and said something to them. Doesn't know whose vehicle it is. It's got this rifle in the back.
Yeah.
The plate doesn't come back to this vehicle. I see a needle cap up here in the floorboard.
Officers found the car unlocked, the assault rifle clearly visible, and a needle cap on the floorboard, implying probable drug activity. The plates were fraudulent, but a VIN search revealed something far more alarming. The vehicle belonged to a notorious criminal whom the DEA had been hunting for months. Gary Rowland, a 30-year-old parolee with numerous outstanding warrants, once quoted saying, "I'm never going back to prison alive." Realizing Gary was likely close, officers tightened their search perimeter. Through CCTV analysis and witness accounts, they swiftly located him in a nearby apartment complex, executing the arrest without incident. Before Gary could be transported to jail, he unexpectedly proposed a deal, offering critical intelligence on narcotics and firearms trafficking in exchange for leniency. Instead of being taken to jail, he was escorted to the station for interrogation, unaware that this decision would soon lead to the tragic death of a colleague. This is Gary, newly delivered into the interrogation room. What the officers did not comprehend was that due to an incomplete and negligent search, he had managed to smuggle in both a knife and a loaded pistol concealed within his waistband. This is Jody Cash and his partner, Donald Bowman, members of a DEA task force. Importantly, Detective Cash had a history with Gary. In 2017, he arrested him on drug and firearms charges that sent Gary to prison for years. Neither Cash nor Bowman had any idea that Gary was armed, and that one of them would not survive the encounter.
My understanding you went with office.
Yeah, we had some like a cigarette and we had talked to my girl for 1 second and I'll figure out whatever you want.
I don't know about your girl, but I can definitely help you with some drink. I don't smoke, but I can smoke around.
Eager for the intelligence Gary claimed to possess, officers allowed him a smoke break, an error that would soon prove fatal. Gary was escorted outside for the break, but when he returned, surveillance footage captured him discreetly lifting his pant leg, making his hidden weapon significantly easier to reach. He then requested yet another favor, one that would seal a deputy's fate.
TV shows. What you're not going to call it. You know, you didn't do much for us. Right now, I guarantee if I call Lexington, they probably got that information. He ain't no stranger. You know, so realistically, we're looking at we're really going down the weeks. We're based off of that, and so we don't mind helping out. You can't do this all day.
Okay. When we came, every Tuesday, like, one hand, the one to get done, I got that one, I'm going to worry that. That's the last one I got you.
Convinced they were on the brink of obtaining critical information, Deputies Cash and Bowman granted his request once more. They followed him outside, unaware it would be their final time escorting him. Gary stood before the building, Deputy Bowman to the left and Deputy Cash to the right. A colleague arrived for his shift, walking inside with no awareness of the catastrophe seconds away. And the moment he stepped through the door, the gunfire erupted.
Nick, someone didn't search him. It was in his waistband. I hope it hurts. Hell yeah. No, go over there to Jody. Stay alive, go to Jody. Go to Jody first. Go to Jody first. You need to go be with Bowman because Jody's not doing good, man. Somebody needs to be with Bowman, yeah. Yeah, go sit somewhere else, Brian. He's done for it. I guess we didn't search a bit enough. He had a gun on his waistband. Stupid motherfucker.
Deputy Jody Cash, 44, was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, but tragically succumbed to his injuries soon after. He had served in law enforcement for over 2 decades, the last 2 years on a special DEA task force. In the weeks that followed, investigators sought to understand how a convicted felon smuggled a firearm into the sheriff's office and killed an officer. The conclusion was stark. No one had searched Gary thoroughly enough that day. In response, Deputy Cash's wife, Karen Cash, and Deputy Donald Bowman filed a lawsuit against the department, seeking wrongful death damages and compensation for Bowman's severe emotional trauma, which left him unable to continue his law enforcement career. A settlement was reached in September 2023. As for Gary Rowland, he was shot 12 times and died at the scene. When investigators recovered his firearm, they found a jammed casing, a fortunate malfunction that likely prevented additional casualties.
Of Brianna Clark's 2-part investigation into the death of Callaway County Chief Deputy Jody Cash.
She dives deeper into open records documents from Kentucky State Police to get a clearer picture of how an inmate in handcuffs was able to shoot and kill Cash outside the Marshall County Sheriff's Office. Investigators say this is the person who pulled the trigger. Gary Rowland was in custody at the time, yet he still managed to conceal 2 weapons, a gun and a knife.
So after Rowland shot Cash, deputies returned fire, killing Rowland. Brianna Clark joins us now.
Yeah, you spent the last several months sifting through records, documents, along with hours of recorded interviews, hundreds of photos and video of the aftermath.
Yeah, and even with all of this, we still don't know exactly where Gary Rowland was hiding the gun on his body that he used to kill Jody Cash. No one knows exactly where that is. There's no clear video of the shooting, despite it happening outside the Marshall County Sheriff's Office. There is clear video from inside the interrogation room. This is where we left off yesterday in part 1 of my report. Remember, Rowland reportedly made threats to law enforcement, saying he'd rather go down in the streets than go back to prison. It took a 9-member SWAT team to bring him into custody. Probation and parole officer Brett Sorrells witnessed part of Rowland's arrest. Here's what he told state investigators the following week.
I just thought it was weird how we thought that there was all these weapons and stuff, and then he just went out so easy.
We start tonight with a warning. Some of the video you are about to watch is graphic. We've censored portions, but kept a lot in for context, including clips from a surveillance camera nearly 700 feet away. The image is pretty grainy. It doesn't show where Rowland was hiding the gun, but it does show the moment Cash was shot. Then Rowland pointing the weapon at other deputies. Before we show you that, we begin with new video from inside the sheriff's office, where cameras capture Rowland's actions when no one was watching. The interrogation room at the Marshall County Sheriff's Office in Benton, Kentucky. Gary Rowland sits in silence as doors in other parts of the building open and slam shut. On the table,